will agree with me. If you are to go to training and your weight is 35, and in the training you are going to carry a bag of 40, then you will die. And so KDF doesn't want to recruit people, and at the end of the day, the person. So they have to look at the physical fitness. That's everywhere. The training is very vigorous. The training is tough. So it's not. We can't just pick. They can't just pick anybody. So they must pick the best of the best in terms of physical fitness. Even for the cadet, the same. The issue of do we integrate people with disability? I think it's a matter for discussion. It's a matter that the Kenyan people, in consultation with the Defense Ministry and National Security Council, to discuss. Speaker, you have raised a very good point. I mean, this Stand Regional Force for rapid deployment was agreed on. Mr. Speaker, as a former foreign minister, you'll agree with me that a lot of countries...
When I was chairing the African Security Council.
Yes. Yes, even the peace security organ of the AU. But you are aware, as a former foreign minister, that many times countries default on their contribution, not only to standby regional force, but even to YALA. At one time, Mr. Speaker, we had agreed even our members to YALA should be part of our parliament in terms of salary and remuneration, because they can stay for 3 months without getting salary. So I think it's not, that is, countries don't want to commit themselves in paying their part of share and remittance. But I think ourselves from Kenya, they have a budget line, and we have been remitting our bit to the East Africa Stand Force. Yeah, again, Mr. Speaker, you talk about recruitment. So recruitment is coming in. Is a matter that I think I should pick it up. Must be an area that needs serious reforms, very, very serious reforms. We need to know, because I have asked, and the KDF Act stipulates that the slots given to every sub-county is based on the number who are in the force from that sub-county, based on the census. But you know, an ordinary person in Likoni, for example, doesn't know how many are in the force. So if they're given 3 slots, we need to have a fair distribution of the Kenya Defense Forces, even for security purpose. We should not have a situation that one region or one community has is 20 or 30% of the forces. It's even risky. So the Constitution and the KDF Act stipulates very well that there must be consideration in terms of region, in terms of gender, in terms of ethnicity, in the recruitment of men and women to our forces. So I think we might not been doing that, and the recruitment, I'm sure the Committee on Defense and Foreign Relations, when they are formed, that is an area we need to reform. As Honorable Sholei said, the height, the person checking, is he a dental expert? How many kilometers you need to run? Of course, we must get the best of the best physically. And Mr. Speaker, you know, when if you allow me, Mr. Speaker, I served in NYS, and Mr. Speaker, there used to be something called marksman. You know, the tall person used to be at the end. But these days, if you see parade, you'll find very short people. So I think even this short, I'm not saying, there are certain criteria, physical fitness that must be addressed. But I'll take that as an area of reform, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Jeanette.
Just one rejoinder, with your permission. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to tell the nominee that he is very good in politics, but as you know that in this presidential system now, in the event that is vetted by this committee and passed by the National Assembly, shall we be seeing him again politicking in funerals, in Harambe places, or he will resort back, or he is going to perpetuate the bad manners of the previous CSS who were politicking outside, and people have been complaining about that, or he is going to confine himself to the ministry, or he is going to give me problems in the mosque now politicking, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Junaid should be the last to ask such a question because we saw you encouraging and comforting ministers during campaign rallies, some who are occupying the position you are vetting him for.
Mr. Speaker, now that is bad manners. Is he going to stop? Is he going to stop?
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, you have really helped me because unfortunately Honorable Junaid now is on the other side. But I want to confirm to this committee that I will not be like my predecessor, with a lot of respect, who was in the camp of Honorable Junaid. I will, of course, sell a government agenda. I will go to weddings and funerals, even though the Muslim funerals take only 5 minutes and 10 minutes, and you're not even allowed to speak, but I'll go to my colleagues' funerals. And I will sell the policy and the agenda of government. I will not politic. But you are a classical example. The Speaker said, the Speaker is the wrong person to ask me that question. Should have been Honorable Dawood or Honorable Mishi. Yes, but I think the Constitution and the Act, Mr. Speaker, is also very clear that ministers can sell government agenda. All that we were telling the previous ministers was to respect the institution of the office of the Deputy President and not to insult and not to, cabinet collective responsibility. That was, but we were not against. In 2017, ministers were campaigning, but in 2022, something else happened. I don't think our country will go back to, and even I don't think I'll behave like some of the ministers. I will respect Parliament, Mr. Speaker, and I will. I'm one person who believes that the oversight role of Parliament is central to our Constitution and Article 95.
Thank you, Honorable Junaid. Sorry, Honorable Duale. Junaid, not yet. Maybe as will come 10 years from now. I now give you 3 minutes to say what you wish to say to the committee before we release you.
Mr. Speaker, unlike my predecessors I know the hard work is the report writing and the plenary. I really want to indulge this committee that in their wisdom they feel fit that I serve the people of Kenya in the new position. Speaker, I am humbled that I have been in the corridors of Parliament, and if I am approved, I'm going to miss Parliament. Speaker, just like General Kaiseri asked, allow me as a former majority emeritus to come to Parliament and have lunch if I'm around here. Allow members, by changing the standing orders, allow members to come and answer questions. I remember during 10th Parliament, Mr. Speaker, you were with me. The most interesting thing in Parliament is when the voters hear their members, elected members, asking questions on the floor, and the person answering is from the executive. Mr. Speaker, and finally, I want to most sincerely thank you and the committee for carrying this constitutional duty in line with the Public Parliamentary Appointments Act and in line with Article 152 of the Constitution. Thank you, Mr. Speaker and Chairman.
For your comfort as a CPA member, you have a lifelong access to Parliament, and nobody will restrict you. Thank you very much, Honorable Duale. We wish you well. You don't leave behind your original certificates, The clerks will facilitate you to have them after cross-checking with the copies. We will now request you to take your leave, and the sergeant, upon Honorable Duale leaving, will have to bring in the Honorable Alfred Nganga Mutua, Doctor.